Ito ang Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang naiiba at kakaibang plataporma sa digital broadcast. Mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao hanggang sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Broad Streamcast Communicators, ang sandigan ng sambayanan mula sa walang labis at walang kulang na pagbabalita, paglilingkod, maglalahad ng mga mapagbuong komentaryo at usaping pambayan para sa kapakanan ng karamihan. Broad Streamcast Communicators, tuwirang maglilingkod ngayon hanggang sa susunod na henerasyon. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techie Mami, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hello. Hello there. Happy. What is it? I lost my wits about me. I lost track of time. Of 7, 8. It's Tuesday. I did a Facebook Live stream kanina, and then I said Happy Tuesday, and then I went back and said Happy Wednesday. It's November 9. It's Tuesday. Oh my gosh. It's Tuesday, right? Anyway, it's Tuesday, and thank you so much. Yesterday I wasn't here. I took a time off because I had some important family business and also meetings to attend to. But I'm back. I'm back on track. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I had a good night's sleep last night. Actually, I haven't had this long sleeping hours in a long time because I only sleep like 3-4 hours a day. I actually slept 5.5 hours, which is already a lot. But anyway, happy Tuesday, magandang umaga. Hello there, Tita Agnes. I miss you, Tita Agnes. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome to the show, Tita Agnes. Tsaka yung mga dyan sa bahay nyo, sa Arayat, is it Kathy, Ken, and I forget yung mga apo mo. Maraming salamat po for joining me this morning, Tita Agnes. Nice to see you. Anyway, so yesterday, I like going to palengkes, really. So yesterday we went to Zambales and we had a meeting there at the same time, no? Nagpunta rin kami sa palengke doon. And yung mga fresh produce. Ang saya-saya kasi ang dami-daming seafood, right? And it's a good place to go to. So we bought some mga talakito, what do you call this, pampano. We bought shrimps and stuff. I was actually looking to buy some fresh salmon para gumawa ng sinigang na salmon sa miso. Masarap yan, right? Especially salmon heads. Pero wala akong nabili. But we have, today our lunch is fish, okay, and shrimp, seafood. Kasi nakakaano rin na, pero syempre of course, no, we also had some bagnet there. Pero ngayon seafood at gulay kami. Tara. But anyway, hello there, Joey Ortiz. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Mr. Joey Ortiz. Thank you for always supporting and joining me ito sa ating journey araw-araw. And of course, my dear Jake Elizar, malapit na tayo siguro magkita, Jake, right? Pag mapapapunta ka sa Pampanga, sabihin mo sa akin, alright? We can meet for coffee and stuff in a mall or sa side ng cafe, sa open doors, right? So I hope to meet you soon, Jake. Thank you very much for your always supporting, always being very supportive of our shows here. And of course, my show. Thank you so much. So, ang daming puso! maraming salamat sa mga thumbs up at puso. galing sa inyo. Very, very, thank you so much. So, anong ating mga papag-usapan today, alright? Uh, okay, let's see. First order of the day, of course, is yung masayang news na that the number of infections keep going down, right? Number of infections keep going down, and we're happy about that, right? We're happy about that, okay? And of course, as the situation becomes better all over the world, so it seems, hindi natin pwedeng kalimutan yung fact na we still have to be careful. We still have uh, to wear a mask. Siyempre yung dinedebate yung face shield kung i-abolish na yung paggamit nun. Pero kasi nung pumunta kami sa duty free kahapon, of course they're still requiring us to wear our face shields inside. Kasi nga sa mga yun na nga yung CCC closed enclosed buildings, kailangan pa rin mag-face shield here in the Philippines. But of course, in most countries around the world, they don't really use face shield at all. Okay? Tayo lang talaga yung nagfe-face shield sa iba-ibang lugar, right? But of course, playing safe and keeping safe, it doesn't naman you know, hindi naman hindi naman kailangan na yung face shield sa ibang places, pero sa atin, it's still required. But yeah, it's still a debate. But now I understand in Metro Manila, not only Quezon City, and even in Manila now, they don't require face shields. Okay. Okay. So let's see what we have today. All right. Mm, what are things that we're going to talk about today? As I said, unahin na natin, first order of the day is about the face shields and face masks, right? Here's just a little bit of, I got concerned because this is a news that came. Okay, am I back? Am I back? Am I back? Okay, I'm back. I just got disconnected a little bit. So there seems to be a bit of a the first B1617.1 COVID-19 variant case is found in Pampanga, where I am. Okay, this is a news from Inquirer.net the other day. Okay, the Philippines recorded its first case of this B1617.1 COVID-19 variant. Dito sinabi, ito in-announce to ni Undersecretary of Department of Health Maria Rosario Vergeire. Sinabi niya to on Monday. During the Department of Health Forum, Vergeire explained that the B1617.1 variant, formerly known as the Kappa variant, is a variant under monitoring as designated by the World Health Organization. Okay, it is a variant of interest, but as of September 2021, it was declassified. Okay, and it's currently designated by the World Health Organization as a variant that is still under study. Okay, under monitoring. They're still monitoring the strain of this virus. The country's it's the first case pala in the country. Naku, dito pa sa Pampanga nahanap. The first case of the B1617.1 variant or the Kappa variant was detected in a 32-year-old male from Florida Blanca, Pampanga. Malayo naman sa akin to. Nandito ako sa San Fernando, okay? Vergeire said that it is a local case. The man was reported to have mild disease severity and is now recovered. So, magaling na siya, okay? Wala na siyang COVID. His sample was collected on June 2, 2021. According to Vergeire, a further probe is underway regarding the country's first B1617.1 variant. Further investigation is being done by our regional epidemiology and surveillance unit in order to gather more information. Okay, and there is strict monitoring na. Mina-monitor naman ng mabuti ito dito sa aming community. Okay, ang Kappa variant first originated in India. Sa India pa pala to. In October 2020. The World Health Organization has put this variant under the de-escalated category as of September 2021. So, hindi naman siya urgent concern. However, the World Health Organization was careful to terms such variants in the de-escalated category as those, okay, ito yung, ano yung mga anong sabihin ng de-escalated category? Those with genetic changes that are suspected to affect virus characteristics with some indication that it may pose a future risk, but evidence of phenotypic or epidemiological impact is currently unclear, requiring enhanced monitoring and repeated assessment pending new evidence. So, inaaral pa rin tong virus na ito. So, hindi naman tayo kailangang mabahala. Right? Okay? Hindi naman tayo kailangan masyadong ma-concern pa for now kasi it's still under monitoring and studying. Okay? All right. Very good. Okay? I think okay. All right. So, ano pang balita around the world in regards to technology here in the Philippines? Yun nga, the debate between using the face shield pa or hindi. Okay? And on the travel front naman dito sa Pilipinas, right? Okay? B1, B2 visas, okay? B1 to increase airport manpower once country opens, okay? This is the news coming from Philstar Global today, okay? In a statement, B1 Commissioner Jaime Morente said that with the lower number of COVID-19 cases in our country, they anticipate that the country would soon open its borders to foreign tourists, okay? The Bureau of Immigration, or BI, gave assurance that it would increase the number of personnel manning international airports. So, dadagdagan na ang mga nagtatrabaho sa airport once the country opens its borders to foreign tourists. Sa isang statement, okay, Bureau of Immigration Commissioner Jaime Morente said that with the lower number of COVID-19 cases in the country, they anticipate that the country would soon open its borders sa mga foreigners, okay? Our frontline officers at the airport are ready and prepared, and we assure the traveling public of uninterrupted service should they decide to travel to the Philippines. So talaga, okay, very good. While the current manpower of the Bureau of Immigration would need to be increased, should international travel return to normal, the Bureau would implement a response plan to address the manpower needs at the international airports, okay? Siyempre naman, dadagdagan na ang manpower pagka nagbukas na ang ports, nagbukas na tayo for international tourists or for foreigners to come to our country, okay? The BI Port Operations Division's Acting Chief Carlos Capulong said, the recently adopted rapid response mechanism calls for the mobilization of Bureau of Investigation's personnel assigned to the other operating units of his division to perform primary inspection and supervisory duties during times of heavy influx of passengers. All right, okay. Ano pa? The Department of Justice is also expected to appoint 195 new immigration officers to be hired and deployed within and outside Metro Manila. Okay. So, ang BI, para kasi naman BI, hindi ko sasabing BI kasi yung BI, for many, many years, ang ibig sabihin niyan, bad influence eh. So, Bureau of Immigration na lang, okay? So, naman, Bureau of Immigration. The BI, or Bureau of Immigration, issued a statement after presidential spokesman Harry Roque said that the Philippines would reopen to international tourists in due time. Sinabi pa ni Roque that while Metro Manila shift to alert level 2 from alert level 3 is very encouraging, the government would first have to observe the experience of other countries that have already responded or reopened to foreign tourists. Okay? Sinabi pa ng gobyerno that it also is reportedly studying requests to expand its green list of territories whose travelers are no longer required to undergo facility-based quarantine upon arrival. Oo, sa mga maraming countries like sa Amerika, hindi na kailangan ng RCT-PCR tests kung ang kailangan mo lang at least 72 hours or before you go to America ay nagpa-PCR test ka na at negative ang iyong results. And of course, the very first criteria for you to be able to go to America is you should be fully vaccinated. Okay, wala nang kailangan na quarantine, doon ka na sa iyong bahay, magka-quarantine ng 10 days. Pero syempre, no, ano na yun, kung saan ka man ang iyong final destination. Okay, so should the Interagency Task Force for Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases, or IATF, and the Office of the President see that the country is ready, we will be happy to welcome again foreign tourists to our shores, sabi ito ni Morente. The BI earlier reported a 72% drop in international arrivals during the first 3 quarters of 2021 as compared to the same period last year. The IATF should consider easing restrictions on travelers from the U.S. based on the vaccination rate of individual states. Ito ang sinabi ni Roque ng Lunes. During our last update, I suggested to Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere because the DOH gives the classification that the classification of the U.S. can be made state by state. Sabi ito ni Roque sa press briefing. He said in New York, which he visited recently, at saka nagkaroon nga nung controversial na, di ba, na tinira-tira siya doon si Roque, pati yung kinainan niyang kamahal-mahal. Okay, water under the bridge. Okay, naalala ko lang kasi minention yung New York, tsaka siya. Maybe we should look at the vaccination rate in the U.S. on a state-per-state basis because the U.S. is so big. The U.S. is currently under the yellow list, and travelers from this country are required to take a COVID-19 test after 5 days at a quarantine facility. Iniksian na nga, okay? Hindi na 2 weeks yung pag-quarantine. 5 araw na lang, pero ayun, hotel stay pa rin yan, mahal pa rin. Okay, tsaka mayroong PCR test. The Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship, Jaye appealed anew to the government to remove the facility-based quarantine requirement for vaccinated passengers from North America to get more overseas Filipinos to come home for the holiday season. Okay. Concepcion said the required time to stay in a quarantine facility was cited as the main reason for putting off travel plans. Meanwhile, a one-stop shop mobile application, Philippines. Ano ba yan? Dapat yan Philippines na lang eh. Philippines. Pero ito, Philippines, dedicated to Philippine tourism products and services for Chinese mainland visitors was launched. So, Chinese na naman. Ano ba yan? Launch tong app na to, okay, mainly for Chinese mainland visitors. Bakit ganun? Tourism. Hello? Philippines. Dedicated to Philippine tourism products and services for Chinese mainland visitors was launched. Sa Department of Tourism. The Philippine Consulate General in Chongqing, in behalf of the Philippine Embassy in Beijing, welcomed the unveiling of Philippines. Dapat Philippines yan. Ang hirap ng Philippines eh. The launch at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Chengdu, China on Wednesday was attended by local travel and tourism offices. Owned by ADJ Happy Travel Incorporated and developed by Beijing Shushan Travel, the Philippines online platform is a one-stop shop providing destination guides and offering a comprehensive menu of flights, accommodations, day tours, and domestic transportation. Okay? Itong travel agency na ito introduced key features of the app, which consolidates and customizes products and services for the Chinese user, including translation help during stay in the Philippines. So, pang Chinese lang pala tong app na itong Philippines. Philippine Consul General to Chongqing, Florida, and Camille Mayo cited the Philippine Department of Tourism and Happy Travel partnership for keeping up with trends in smart tourism. Smart tourism using this app. She thanked Philippines creators for their foresight and appreciated their confidence in Philippine tourism despite present border restrictions. So this is actually an app that the Chinese people are putting on their phones so that they could come to the Philippines, right? Have information and all and such. When pent-up Chinese travel demand meets pent-up Philippine hospitality, we will all be there. Bakit pent-up? Pent, ito, sabi na to, alam mo ba yung meaning ng pent-up? Right? Pent-up means tago. Okay? Tagong feelings. When pent-up Chinese travel, tago, ba't ka meets pent-up Philippine hospitality. We do not have pent-up Philippine hospitality. Ano ba to? Sorry ha, ang aking pagiging English teacher and whatever is coming to the fore. Pent-up Philippine hospitality. We do not have pent-up Philippine hospitality. Actually, the Philippine hospitality is not out there in the open. We show hospitality. This is one of the traits that the Filipinos are known for. Hospitality. We do not pent up. It's pent up means tagong feelings. Hello, we will all be there. When, so sorry, pasensya na kasi na-affect lang ako dito because sa paggamit ng term, no? To lack of a better term, para lang when pent-up Chinese travel, at saka yung pent-up Chinese travel, hindi rin talaga tama because hindi naman nila tinatagong pagta-travel nila my gosh, okay? Pent-up means it's hidden, you're keeping it in, that's what pent-up means. Okay, like pent-up emotions, right? So there is no hiding traveling, okay? Because pent-up means confined or being held up. O, sige, tama naman ako kahit di ko i-google. Hello, alam ko yung meaning. Right? So, why? Okay? Let me just, where can I chat? Where can I put my chat? Hold on. Where can I put my remarks? Why can't I go to the... here. Okay, there, I will put... There, that's the meaning of pent up. Alright? Kaloka. So, no, they shouldn't have used that term. Na-affect tuloy ako ng todo. Because, I teach English and vocabulary, pronunciation, and especially, my gosh, I'm a writer at the same time, I'm a journalist by profession. And the use of words talaga is important. It's important to use it right and correctly. Press release pa ito. When pent-up Chinese travel demand meets pent-up Philippine hospitality, we'll all be there. Philippine Foreign Service posts and DOT offices in China, Philippine Airlines, Cebu Pacific, and Philippines to help open the floodgates for our long-awaited visitors from the mainland. Oh, wow. Diba? Our long-awaited visitors now, yung mga Chinese. Anyway, boosting local tourism. Hi, Angelica Paz. Hello, welcome. It's Angelica who recently had a birthday. Belated happy birthday to you, Angelica. Okay, friends, let's greet Angelica. Happy birthday, Angelica. Hope you enjoyed your day. So boosting local tourism, okay, increasing the services for domestic tourists to be able to safely travel will not only cater to more Filipinos in need of assistance, but it will also provide a much-needed boost to the country's tourism industry. Ito ang sabi naman ni Quezon City Representative Alfred Vargas, na dating actor, right? The chairman of the House Committee on Social Services. We're talking about travel ngayon, Angelica Paz, okay? Kasi sinabi, yung Bureau of Immigration, dadagdagan ng mga empleyado nila kasi hinahanda na sa pagbubukas ng ating mga airport to foreign travelers, okay? Vargas also urged his House colleagues, the chairman of the House Committee on Social Services cited the role of the tourism sector in revitalizing the economy, as he also lauded the DOT for its excellence and innovations intended to revitalize the tourism sector. Sinabi pa ni Representative Alfred Vargas urged his House colleagues to urge the DOT to consider increasing the number of tourists to be covered by its free reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction or yung, ano ba yan? Yung RT-PCR test program in anticipation of the holiday season. Oo nga naman. Hala, lumabas na. Lumabas yung aming pusa. Okay? Anyway, earlier, the DOT, through the Tourism Promotions Board, announced it was providing free RT-PCR tests at the Philippine Children's Medical Center beginning November 1. Okay? So the program is part of the DOT's efforts to promote the country as a safe tourism destination and help speed up tourism industry's recovery. Okay, very good. Yes, Miss Angelica. Welcome to the show and belated happy birthday. Okay? So, yun ang news natin tungkol sa Pilipinas, tungkol sa pagta-travel sa Pilipinas. Okay? Hindi na kailangan ng RT-PCR test. Sa local travel naman, in the 36 provinces that were open already, hindi na kailangan ng PCR test pag pumunta ka sa most places. Puwera Boracay, hindi ko nakita yung Boracay sa listahan na yan. So, pag pupunta kayo ng Boracay, kailangan pa kayong magpa-PCR test. Alright? Alright. Okay, of course, in the world naman of mga social media and blogging and stuff like that, okay, today, alright, yesterday, there was news that came out on Philippine Star regarding, okay, a blogger claims that sabi niya si Robredo daw has speech and mental problems. Oh my gosh, right? A blogger who runs a YouTube channel has taken numerous jabs at Vice President Leni Robredo, which has recently claimed in a new video, sabi niya, that Robredo has palilalia. Ang palilalia po ay speech condition that makes people repeat words and phrases, okay? Ang claim nitong blogger na to, Leni has a limitation in her thinking because of this speech disorder. It's like her mind isn't running straight. Something in her mind is shaking up, he said in the video, okay? Sabi ni sinabi nito sa kanyang post. This is not a joke. VP Leni is suffering from a psychiatric disorder, like broken circuitry in the motherboard of computer. Ito ang sinabi ng vlogger na si Manuel Mejorada in a tweet in mixed Filipino and English, okay? It is not hard to understand, sabi niya. Her mind isn't working right anymore. We are witness to the repeated manifestation of psychiatric and neurological disorder in the head of Leni Robredo. Itong sinabi niyan. The claims came in a video entitled Saltik sa Utak. Palilalya ang tawag sa paulit-ulit o repetitive na pananalita ni VP Robredo. Posted din niya ito sa kanyang YouTube channel, Manuel Mejorada. As of November 11, November 9 pa lang tayo ngayon eh. As of today, the video has garnered 17,260 views and some 1,200 likes on YouTube. Sino ba si Mejorada? Okay, itong vlogger na to. Mejorada, who is not a medical expert, starts by presenting the definition of palilalia in a study on PubMed.gov, published in the U.S. National Library of Medicine. The definition reads, palilalia is a disorder of speech characterized by compulsive repetitions of utterances, has been found in various neurological and psychiatric disorders. It has commonly been interpreted as a defect of motor speech. Hello? Di may palilalya rin yung ating paulit-ulit na nagmumura, hindi ba palilalya yun? Anyway, he went to claim that Robredo has started to lose her sanity for some 2 years. Just a bit more and she'll go crazy, sabi niya. His basis for the claim? Robredo's repeated use of the word iyong in her public addresses and interviews and her supposedly flip-flops from earlier statements. She always needs to correct herself. She needs to clarify what she said the next day. That just means she just doesn't know how to deliver her message in the right way. Bakit nga naman, di ba? Yung ramblings ng speech ng ating Pangulo na paulit-ulit. Ipalilalya rin yun. So talaga, Mejorada. Sinabi pa niya, he also pointed out to one instance in 2019 where Robredo said She was misquoted by international news organization Reuters, saying that what she meant in an earlier exchange was that the Duterte administration's so-called drug war must be tweaked. This came after the foreign outlet reported that Robredo said the government's anti-drug campaign was obviously not working. Reuters fairly and accurately represented the statements of Philippine Vice President Leni Robredo, and we stand by our story. Ito sinabi ng Reuters, no? Sabi ng Reuters Communications Manager Tyler Tia. So, si Mejorada naman spent over half of the video talking about the Reuters article as he argued that the Vice President must have this disease. PhilippineStar.com has reached out to the office of the Vice President for comment on this accusation. The story will be updated, okay, pag sumagot ang ating Vice President. Ang hindi nila sinabi, okay, what it left out, properly, palilalia is a symptom where one exhibits vocal tics, such as repeating their own words, and is not in itself a psychiatric disorder. So, maling-mali yung sinabi niya, okay? Hindi ito psychiatric disorder. The Tourette Association of America says palilalia is often viewed as the hallmark symptoms in people with Tourette syndrome. Tourette syndrome yung pagka nagsastutter ka pero paulit-ulit yung word. Kasi ang stuttering minsan ganito lang yung ang Tourette is kunyari nagsasalita ka bilang tumataas yung boss, like symptoms, parang yung epileptic seizure na pero sa pananalita. Paulit-ulit yung words, okay? So Dr. John Walkup, Director of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry and Professor of Psychiatry at Weill Cornell Medical College, describes the tic as a repetition of one's own words, not necessarily, parang nagsastutter, stammer ka in a way, pero paulit-ulit yung words mo, okay? So, hindi siya psychiatric disorder, kagaya ng sinabi nitong Mejorada na to. Mejorada, ano ka na naman? Hindi mo verify yung mga info mo. One will say something like, I'm going to the store, ganon. Okay, that's exciting, ayun, ganon ang palilalya, inuulit mo yung words mo, where someone would repeat their own words, okay? So taking back earlier statements is no way an effect of the language tic, which cannot necessarily be diagnosed as it is not a disorder itself. Yun na nga, yung pag-retract mo ng statement or pag-clarify mo ng sinabi mo ay hindi palilalya. Napakaengot namang assumption, alright? Mejorada also refers to the post as an exclusive in the video description. Anyway, so ayan. So, sinabi ko na lang yun. Ayoko nang panghabaan pa yung tungkol sa Manuel Buhay Moradang sinabi niya na to. Right? Because si Mejorada pala is a former Iloilo provincial administrator who now refers to himself as an investigative journalist with over 40 years experience as a journalist. And ito lang itong information to. Si Mejorada pala is a criminal convicted of 4 counts of libel. Diba? Senate Minority Leader Frank Drilon, a party mate of Robredo's, filed another cyber libel complaint against Mejorada in July, accusing the latter of continuous and deliberate efforts to injure my reputation and character. So, dinamanda na pala siya ni Drilon. This despite Mejorada already being sentenced to imprisonment. Hala, guilty na pala to as charged for libel over a previous case filed by the senator. Amid her vocal criticism of Duterte, bakit her? Manuel his. Hindi man nagpo-proofread to mga susulat ng press release na ito. Pet peeve ko yan. Oh my gosh. Amid her vocal criticism of the... Sorry. Binabawi ko ang pag-proofread. Talking pala to about Robredo. Sorry, kala ko si Mejorada, okay? Amid her vocal criticism of the Duterte administration and now her bid for the presidency, Robredo has been the long target of disinformation by people who want to discredit her on social media, okay? Why does this matter, okay? Why does this matter? Mejorada, in his video, also referred to Robredo as being someone na may saltik sa utak. Yun na nga, sinasabi niya baliw, right? In other words, which is considered a derogatory term against people dealing with mental health afflictions. Totoo naman, right? ano tayo, let's be politically correct, let's be sensitive and not insensitive to mga mental health issues or people with mental problems. In the Philippines, mental health advocates have sought to struggle against the decades-long problem of having mental health conversations as taboo. Yun na nga, maging ano tayo, maging mindful tayo, maging careful tayo sa pagsasalita tungkol sa mga people, tungkol sa mga mental health issues. So, meron na yung, ano na to, matagal na itong debate at saka yung mga health advocates na kung pwede lang daw make these conversations as taboo. And those grappling with it is dealing with the stigma. Kagaya ng Facebook, di ba? Inaano na ngayon na gusto nang i-regulate government regulations na gustong umano sa Facebook kasi nga or sa Instagram din, sa mga ibang social media sites para maging sensitive sa mga issues na ganyan like mental health problems, right? And yes, and yung mga psychiatric problems and disorders. This is why mass media should be more sensitive in discussing this issue. Many of our countrymen already are faced with depression and different mental health challenges, lalo na itong pandemya na to, di ba? And they're having difficulty seeking help due to the stigma. And they're having difficulties dealing with this present pandemic situation. So, kasi the Commission on Human Rights said this earlier this year after a movie poster drew backlash over its stereotypical and discriminatory portrayal of persons who may have mental health issues. Okay, this is why we have to be more sensitive about this issue. Incidentally, Robredo herself is an ardent advocate for better mental health services sa Pilipinas. While a member of the Congress, sinabi ni Robredo filed a bill at the House of Representatives that sought to provide Filipinos with better access to mental health services. Okay, she has said in her public channels that coronavirus pandemic highlighted the need for more investment in mental health. Okay, the things we need to invest in are in front of us. Strengthen our community-based mental health services as well as our mental health services in hospitals. Okay, itong sinabi ni Robredo in a message for a virtual March for Mental Health event noong October 2020. So, okay, so dyan nagtatapos yung balita na yan tungkol sa ito na to na nagsabi ng ganyan, right? We already had news about COVID-19 relating sa pagsuot ng maskara, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Alright. So, ano pa ang mga ibang pangunahing balita? Tara! Saka na yung mga pag-review ng gadgets sa ayaw ka na muna yon. Okay? Para tayong nag-endorse ng mga products eh. Okay, speaking of mental health and psychological things, okay, let's talk about health and family, okay, pa rin, in connection to that. Pandemic anxiety, okay, may be permanent, okay, expect na natin to. In regards to health and wellness, okay, article came out in Philstar Global, written by Denny Rose M. Afinidad Bernardo. Okay? Sabi niya, ang pandemic anxiety could be permanent because okay? So, paano natin to mapapawi or masastop? A psychologist gives tips for prevention, alright? Looser quarantine restrictions na kasi tayo ngayon, okay? New COVID-19 pills and the rising number of vaccinated people may be the telltale signs that the pandemic is about or might be ending, okay? Pero kahit na ganyan ang indications, kasi nga may mga bagong gamot na rin na pwedeng mabili at ginawa at pumasa sa clinical trials na pwedeng i-consume at hindi ka na ospital at gagaling ka. Tsaka nga yung a lot more number of people are being vaccinated, right? So kahit na ganyan, according to a psychologist, the anxiety it brought may last a lifetime or forever, okay? In the Philippines, about 4.5 million Filipinos suffer from depression or any mental health-related issues. Itong sabi ng World Health Organization. There are at least 3.6 million Filipinos battling mental health issues amid this pandemic. Okay? Ito ang sinabi ng DOH or Department of Health noong May. Dr. Honey Karandang of Mindfulness, Love and Compassion Institute for Psychological Services calls these mental health issues as collective anxiety. Okay? Collective anxiety. Kasi nga maraming factors ang nagbe-bring about nitong ganitong klaseng disorder. During this pandemic, we have a lot of losses, okay? So much grief. We're experiencing this collective grief. O yun na nga, pinaghalo-halong circumstances kung bakit tayo nadidepress or nagiging sad. Okay? We're experiencing this collective grief and anxiety. There's so much uncertainty going on, ano? Hindi tayo sure kailan ito matatapos. Anxious na tayo na matapos, right? Karandang said during the recent virtual launch of BYS Philippines or Break Your Stigma, an advocacy platform for mental health awareness and support. Okay? Will anxiety acquired during the pandemic last for a lifetime? According to Karandang, maybe yes, maybe no. Okay? The pandemic is an outer stimulus. Stimulus is what emits a reaction, di ba? What we respond to. Okay? So the pandemic is an outer stimulus that stimulates. Ano ba yan? Ginamit pa rin yung word. The anxiety that brings about the anxiety, but the anxiety comes from inside or from within, okay? Kalooban natin ng gagaling, right? So if you don't sort it out, pag hindi mo in-address, if you don't talk about it, listen to it and deal with it, you can have it for the rest of your life. Itong sinasabi nitong si Karandang, right? If you hide it, okay, and think, pag tinago mo to, and you think that after the pandemic, you don't have it anymore, then you're taking a very big chance of having it for the rest of your life. So, dapat daw, sinasabi nito ay pag-usapan, i-address, examine mo sarili mo, tingnan mo kung meron ka rin gantong depression. Where is Xiao? I'm sorry. If you hide it kasi and think about the pandemic, nakinisip mo wala. If you talk about it, diba, then you don't have to hide it, right? Para ma-address nitong situation, okay? If you hide it and think that after the pandemic you don't have it anymore, then you're taking away a very big chance of having it for the rest of your life. To prevent pandemic anxiety from becoming permanent, which could entail a lifetime of panic attacks, itong si Karandang is advised to do the following. So, sino ulit si Dr. Honey Karandang? Okay, of course. She is part of Mindfulness, Love and Compassion Institute for Psychological Services. Okay, is she the director? There's no here indication, but anyway, Dr. Honey Karandang says, she wants to share these tips kung paano natin ma-deal with yung anxieties nitong pandemya. Unang-una, she says, number 1, okay, face your emotion. Okay, if you're afraid, if you're angry and you deny it, put it at the back of your mind. If it controls and affects everything you do, okay, harapin nyo yung emotion nyo, okay? Face your emotion, deal with it, okay? But if you own it, okay? Kasi, pag takot ka na aminin, diba? You're just putting it at the back of your mind. Nandun yung, underlying depression. Pero, if you own it, you're honest about it, you put it in front of you, you name it, you call it what it is, you face it, therefore, you have more power over it. It is behind you. It has no power over you. So, that's the basic thing that we can do about mental health concerns. Look at it, face it, label it, call it a name, bring it out so you can handle it, and don't let it handle you. Face your emotions, sabi nga ni Dr. Honey Karandang, because mental health concerns have a way of handling you if you don't handle it. Okay? That's why it's very important that we're talking about it now, she explained. Okay? Uncertainty comes because we thought it's going to end. But it's still here. More than 1.5 years na lumipas since nag-umpisa tong pandemya, and there's still uncertainty. We are still not sure when it's going to end. We still don't know, okay, when it will end, okay? Sometimes I say that it's normal to be anxious in these abnormal times. It's not anything to be ashamed of, okay? Ano pa ang kailangan gawin? Self-care, all right? Self-care. This said, the psychologist Dr. Hani Karandang is the primary, ang sabi niya, this is self-care is the best way to treat mental health, all right? If you take care of yourself, you are labeled as being selfish. And usually, especially women, we're always conditioned to take care of others before themselves, okay? Before we take care of ourselves kasi tayong mga babae daw, uh, we think of taking care of others first bago sarili. Okay? Totoo yun. Okay? Pero, in this case, yung tungkol sa mental health, sabi niya, self-care, unahin mo muna yung sarili mo kung meron ka mga depression, mga kababaihan. Okay? We women are always conditioned to take care of others before we take care of ourselves. And sabi niya, she thinks we should reverse that because she thinks we could take care of others if we can't first take care of ourselves, right? So in all ways, heal yourself first before you start healing other people. Beauty, health, good feelings inside. Yan ang dapat gawin. The real mental health way is to take care of yourself first so you could sustain taking care of others. Na naman talaga, makes sense, right? Taking care of your mental health would not require so much budget or even so much time. Sabi ni Dr. Hani Karandang, I've met mothers who are not very busy because they have their own work at home and now they are teachers to their children who are studying at home and they are doing household chores and everything else. Busy. Ibig sabihin niya siguro, there are a lot of busy mothers, hindi not busy, okay? But it's not impossible. We should have at least 10 to 15 minutes of me time, okay? Dapat daw mag-allot ka ng, para sa mga maming ganun, ako yun, no? Ganun ako, no? Diba? I take care of my home, I work, at the same time, I have people also that are with me to take care of. Talaga nga, sinasabi ko nga sa mga estudyante ko na mga mami, a housewife or mommy's work is never done. Our work is actually 24/7, right? Pero yun na nga, you have to allot time for yourself to make time to have free time, which is what I did yesterday. I had a free time to myself to not be working and worrying about things. And I truly enjoyed it. For my psyche, nakabuti sa akin yung pag-off ko sa sarili ko kahapon. Importante yan talaga. Filipino moms, okay, she said, find it hard to accept that they have to rest because in the local culture, rest is a moral talk. As such, totoo yan. Karandang enumerated the following as way moms could have a guilt-free me time, okay? Mga mami, okay, mga moms, ito yun, momshies. As the current term goes by. Wash your face or hands. Take a mindful shower. Feel the soap smoothing your skin for every drop of the shower in your bath. 10 minutes before or after your children sleep, have a sacred time. Listen to music, draw, sing, read an inspirational. Do this regularly to change the quality of your day. My students, that's what they do. They take English classes. They take life coaching classes with 15 to 30 minutes of their time because it helps, okay? Do a mindful walk or meditate in between tasks. These are not taking time from your children because, as Karandang said, it is not good for kids if they don't learn to respect your time and you're always there just to give their needs. Totoo naman. Paramdam din niya sa mga anak nyo little by little kasi maliit pa that there's also a need for you to spend some time for yourself and with yourself. And ang me time din naman si mommy, right? Taking care of self is essential and a basic human need. Because all your pains, biases, issues will come out because you're projecting your pain to others. Kaya nga, so talaga naman yun eh. If you're not good inside, how can you even be giving advice or caring for other people if you don't take care of yourself, right? Susunod pa, be creative. Ano ko yan? Middle name ko yung creative. Hindi pala. Siksikan sila ng multitasking. Multitasking at creative is my middle name. cook, draw, dance, whatever. Take breaks because your energy is dissipating. Your energy is dwindling or humihina, nawawalan ka ng energy. So, when your energy fades, o pag humina ang energy mo, don't go on and on. Yun na nga, yung nangyayari sa akin sa kakatrabaho. Yung energy level ko bumaba na bumaba. Kaya kahapon nag ka ng isang araw ng sabbatical sa trabaho. Right? So, make time to have some free time. Don't go on if you feel burnt out. That's the beginning of burnout na kasi yung pag napapagod ka na eh. Okay? How do you know that you need to take a break? Well, paano mo malalaman? Listen to your body. Right? Which is yun na nga. Ako nga with my aches and pains sa aking tuhod na pilay and my actual mental strain. Dahil may mental din yung pagod ko kasi I was thinking all the time, teaching all the time, writing all the time, learning all the time. Nahihilo ako minsan. The body speaks the truth, okay? The body is your truth teller. Intindihan. Sabi niya, kayong nakakaramdam ng palpitations, shallow breathing, and feeling very tired as symptoms that one needs a break. So before you collapse, take a break, okay? Take a breather, okay? Knowing when your energy is low, accept and re-energize. Itong sabi ni Dr. Hani Karandang, okay? It's important to express creativity from within and take it out to the world. Because once repressed, the events and people around you feel more powerful than you, which is like me, which is what I'm doing now. My expressing myself to you guys, okay, and doing this broadcast. It is a way of, some sort of a therapy for me too, aside from cooking. Sa akin kasi, cooking is therapeutic. Ayan ang akin expression then of my creativity is when I make concoctions, nag-invento ko ng mga dishes, right? And ganun din sa aking pagsusulat, sa aking pagsasalita, yun ang aking form of expression, which is what I do well. Okay, I'm a good communicator. At doon yung creativity ko lumalabas, right? So, because the events and people around you feel more powerful than you pagka inahayaan mo silang mag-dictate sa time mo tsaka sa'yo. Pero pag ikaw nag-take charge ng iyong situation, right, sa pag-express ng creativity mo, then you're the one who has the power over them because they listen to you, okay? You feel powerless kasi pagka ganun, pag hindi mo linalabas because you feel like people depend on you and they are more powerful than you. So, like play, doing something creative like singing or writing, or like me, broadcasting can empower yourself and reverse the dynamic of being overpowered. Which is why Dr. Karandang described being creative as an antidote to depression, which is like I told you, my cooking and my broadcasting and my writing are my outlets and therapeutic for me. Okay? Ayun naman, tamang-tama naman, yung trabaho ko entails all those things except the cooking, right? Writing and speaking. Pero doon din ang gagaling ang stress ko, pero doon din mawawala ang stress ko sa pag-express ng sarili ko, right? Listen and support each other. During the pandemic, since there is a lot of helplessness and hopelessness, people are forced to face their feelings. They're forced to talk about what's happening with them. They can no longer contain it. So according to Dr. Karandang, it's important to listen, accompany each other, so whatever you're going through would be easier to handle because you are not alone, right? Reach out as soon as you're having depressive thoughts, suicidal thoughts. Not necessarily right away to a professional, but it could be a friend or your parents, your relative, anybody that will listen to you, okay? Don't hold it in because it's going to affect you not only mentally, but also physically. Talaga, pagka meron kang mental or psychological problem, it takes its toll on you physically. Diba? I believe that and I know that for a fact. You can will yourself to be sick. You can will your sick to have to have you basta pwede mo i-will mo yung sarili mo pag mababa ang self-esteem, mababa, depressed ka, pwede mo magkasakit pwede kang magkasakit. Okay? So, magsisik ka lang ng professional help if you cannot function anymore, you can't sleep. Okay? Okay, pag depressed ka na palagi, if you're having palpitations, not breathing easily, or you're always nervous, this is your body's way of saying that you're experiencing something that should be located and be addressed. Pag meron ka ng having extreme anxiety, hopelessness, helplessness, overpowered by mga events na nangyayari sa'yo, pag na-overwhelm ka na, pag traumatized ka, sad ka, feeling like you're no good, you're starting to do self-hating, feeling that you're not good enough, pull yourself together, okay? And this is, hindi mo kaya, this is the time you seek professional help. When you experience something you can't handle anymore, that is the time that you seek for professional help. If a person needs help but doesn't want to seek help, paano yan? Look for the person closest to that person or the people that he or she trusts. You can also try and gentle ways to persuade this by writing notes to that person. Talk, pag hindi mo siya makausap, kung anak mo to, asawa mo, or anybody, mag-write ka ng note. So we have to deal with this, what's inside us, and sort it out. The way out is in. Face yourself and the truth inside you, okay? Para sa mga gusto maghingi ng tulong sa mental health issues, if you need someone you need to talk to, contact the National Center for Mental Health Crisis Hotline at 0917-899-8727 and 798-98727. Yan pong phone number, 7989-8727 or 0917-899-8727. And in this note, I'd like to end my broadcast today. Sorry, overtime na tayo. Maraming salamat for those who joined me today. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Enjoy your lunch. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Streamcast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming